Hiya, it's about the 19th of May, and so I thought I'd do another update after a few weeks of absolutely no rain whatsoever. So starting with the front, you can see we've actually got the path finished now, all the way down the middle, and the whole lot is looking a lot fuller than it was before. So we've got things starting to fill out all the beds, these fun little grasses with little kind of dangly bits on the end. We've got the sweet peas over here looking good. Ceanothus starting to put out little blue flowers. These roses looking nice, particularly these ones up the arch starting to flower. So there's some really nice white flowers on those. Starting quite low at the moment, but obviously with big aspirations to get nice and tall. And then we've just been packing it out with lots of different things all the way around. A lot of this stuff is still just quite low level at the moment, but hopefully it will start to get bigger soon. This is the hydrangea, which is just starting to flower, but obviously no colour yet. Some more sweet peas here on a little wigwam. Some different bits and pieces. So everything that's in here seems to be generally quite happy, but we just need more water. A bit of rain would be nice, and then hopefully this will all kick on and start looking even more impressive. So in the back we've had a few casualties. This poor Acer is all crispy and not happy at all. We actually tried to move it into a new pot, one that would have a bit more water storage, but that might have been a bad idea while it was struggling. Other things though, like the bay trees looking quite happy and putting out lots of new bits of growth. So some things are looking all right, some things less so. Grass is starting to get a little bit raggedy, but obviously not going to water that. We've got, this is our blackcurrant, and it actually starts all the way over here in this pot, and then it has little bits that go in different directions. So we trained some over in this direction, and we let one bit here do a big loop, and it comes up and over, and it found a home in a new pot over here, and now it's looking quite happy and putting out quite a lot of additional growth. So I have some hope that we might actually get some blackberries this year, particularly as we're getting lots and lots of these little kind of flowery bits on the end. It's putting out lots of these. So yeah, hopefully that'll turn into lots of nice looking blackberries later on. This kind of staging area still just has lots of things in pots, different things. So some of the heucheras, the Nautia is still out here. That's just started putting out some of these little flowers, which is nice. We put a couple of heucheras into this pot here as well, so hopefully that will continue to look happy. This is still just kind of like a catch-all area. There's some cosmos that we've potted up into bigger pots. There's a mint plant that I stole from my mum, and that's sat there, and at some point we'll put that into a bigger pot as well. This veg bed is looking a lot more full, so if I come down this end, so to start with we've got all the shallots, which you can now see are starting to split out into individual ones, and then those will grow bigger. These are onions, and these are sprouting onions, I think, over here. So yeah, these are bunching red onions on this side, and then Italian flat onions on this side. We've got the cabbages in the middle, so these will grow nice and big. Well, not too big. We planted them relatively dense, and that should help keep them to a bit more of a sensible size. We've got our sweet corn here, a little block of sweet corn. This bit here is for some dwarf beans, but they haven't started yet. Or actually, they're literally just starting now. So this is the first one that's germinated, I think. So maybe we're going to get some dwarf beans out of these as well. That looks like it was one, but it seems to have uncovered itself. So less pleased with that guy, but maybe these ones are going to do okay. Over here we've got some just lettuces just plugging in some gaps, some rocket plugging in some gaps, and then we've got our peas, which are starting to grow up here. These grow really quick, so these are already just in a few weeks they're now, what's that, nearly 3 foot tall, and then they'll grow up to the top. As we make our way down here, we've got more cosmos, which are now just being planted up. Potatoes. A lot of these pots before had maybe daffodils and tulips in, and now they're all just gone over. So these are waiting for the foliage to all die away. Then we'll dig up the bulbs, save those over winter, and then plant them again next year. And this bed last time was full of tulips, but now it's just full of a few of the last of the alliums, and again lots of foliage that's all gone over. So all this is an old tulip, and you can just see we're just waiting for all these leaves to die away. The alliums are quite fun. This one, you can see it looks a bit weird in here, but it's actually growing little bulbs on the inside of the allium at the top, which apparently they do sometimes. So that's quite fun. And we've got some grasses and stuff in here as well, which will be nice and ornamental when we put some other things into here. Other bits and pieces that are going on, so we've potted up a few more just kind of colourful bits and pieces into some of these pots. This is a load of tomatoes which are out of the greenhouse because I don't have room for them, but we'll look in the greenhouse in a sec. Some more bits and pieces here, so some agapanthuses getting bigger and bigger, some different pots of different potatoes in different stages. So some which are only just starting and some which are much bigger. So these were probably early potatoes planted about a month earlier than those ones. So yeah, different potatoes in different places. This is some cuttings of cornus of dogwood that I took from my friend Jim, and so some of these are doing quite well and have definitely rooted and are putting some growth out. Some of them are a little bit less happy, so this guy doesn't seem to have rooted much at all and is barely growing, but for these other ones I'll have to split these out and get the roots all sorted and give them their own pots. Over here, the other bed, this bed is now looking pretty full as well, so if I just pan around you can see, so the garlic down at this end, so this is all doing pretty well. We've got a load of radishes here. If we get all the way under, we can see a teeny tiny radish. So yeah, so these are little purple ones, and then there's another row of something in the middle, and then some ones at the back which are called like fire candle or something. They're long and red and spiky. Some little bits of spinach here which is starting to grow. We've already started cropping a few leaves of that. An absolute mass of lettuce. We basically don't buy lettuce now until probably about September, because we can just use all these leaves. We just come pluck a few leaves and have that. We've got a row here of chard, of like Swiss chard with nice pink stems, a couple of extra just little rocket plants there and there which are trying to get established. Got a row here of beetroot, a row of carrots. Haven't had carrots germinate for about 3 years, so I've thinned these out now, so this is probably as far apart as they're going to be. And then over here, this is a load of leeks. So these are all really thin and spindly, but they'll take we won't crop these until September, October at the earliest, and maybe not through until January or whatever of next year. So yeah, those are all the leeks. Some different bits and pieces down here. I'm not too sure what these are. These might be scabious that will probably go into the front. We've got some overflow stuff here, which is quite fun. These are really fun. So we're growing pine trees. So these are from some pine seeds. So you can buy like a Christmas tree. And so we had to start by putting those into the freezer for about a month. And then after that, they you plant them out and they kick on. This is the most impressive dahlia at the moment. A lot of the dahlias are currently, they've got some short little growth, but they haven't kicked on as much. This one's the one that's grown the most. And yeah, some other different bits and pieces. Got some chives here. These are spare leeks, so these are just potted up into a bigger pot in case some of these leeks don't make it. And then if we come around here into the greenhouse, so you can see before we had loads of dahlias and cosmos all along here. Those have all been moved out, and now we've started planting this up with tomatoes. So we've got the 4 main tomato plants here. So this one's Tigerella, which is like a salad. This one's Crazy Cherry, which is a cherry tomato. And then 2 there, Rio Grande and Roma. Those are both like plum tomatoes for cooking. We've got some basil plants just here at the front all the way along, and then we've got some little sage plants here. Managed to grow some new sage. And then these are aubergines and spare aubergines, which are just taking up a bit of space at the back. So hoping that the aubergine inside the greenhouse is going to be very happy. And then we've got different bits of pieces still growing here. So what's this? Some callaloo, which is like a salady vegetable. This is going to be purple sprouting broccoli, but not till next year. Around here we've got a load of sunflowers which are starting. So these are these will be nice. We might move some of these into the bed as well, or into this long border that's next to the greenhouse. And then more dahlias in pots getting ready. Rudbeckias over here, different bits and pieces. More dahlias here, more dahlias here. I think these are most of the dahlias that haven't sprouted so much. So hopefully in another few weeks, those should be kicking on as well. I think that's about everything. We do seem to have some rain in the forecast, so hopefully that will come and then we'll make watering everything a lot easier. But I'll do another update in a few weeks.